right now, pal. I think you should be called the Parfessor, because all this young man does is rack up par.
Parfessor. I love that, actually.
You are? Oh, he's the Parfessor. He's the Parfessor.
Let's go.
And if you're looking for collaborations, try and reach out.
A small but mighty county in New Jersey, outside of New York City, is Union County. And it's got at least a few courses that we can take a look at that are public and open to availability for everyone. So let's take a look at our first one, the Learning Center at Galloping
And this
Hill.
is the original 3 holes used to sit right here.
The course was built in the late 1920s.
Well, thank you very much for just driving me around and telling me a little.
Any good thing you can get.
Do you know if when they the single 9 was that the original layout of the golf course? Do you know?
Yes. So what happened was there was full. This was a full 27 holes, and then they decided they wanted to build the driving range, so they had to cut holes out. So this used to be. I used to love playing this one because it was hard shit. It was, even though it was not, it was a hard 9. It wasn't like a easy 9 hole. Oh yeah, this is the first 3 holes on the single 9 is a regulation course. Straight, because you go that way, you're dead. You go to the right, you're dead.
And on this episode, we'll be only looking at the Learning Center at Galloping Hill. There's a lot of history, and this is where the original foundation of the golf course, built in 1928, still sits. Now, some of the holes have changed. You can see right off the bat they have a beautiful practice facility. This is all about learning here. So play a quick 9 and get out here and see history, at least on some of the holes that still remain there today. Let's take a look now at another 9-hole course that's very popular among golfers in the area. You probably have been there, but it's got some fun history.
So let's take a look at the famous 9-hole Hyatt Hills.
32 acres of land. They designed it into a golf course, but that's not the first foundation of this area. It used to be an old GM factory plant, which was called Hyatt Clark Industry. That was up to 1991. Then there was a massive cleanup process with the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. Let's zoom on into this 9-hole course that's been considered the best in the state, where it also has some crazy accidents swinging through. Some real Jersey golf.
Yeah, this is it. There's the tree.
Holy sh! The car came right. That's Jersey golf.
Straight through, went from random all the way across, hit the tree, full speed.
Oh my God.
Still got some guys on a tee box right there.
Were they okay?
Yeah, everyone was fine. The lady was good. No injuries.
Just to be clear, there's massive amount of car accidents, so it's hard to keep track which one it was. Here's some pictures of the one we're talking about. Then there was also one in 2001 that took place on the golf course. It's right off of Main Street. Now, in 1981, the ownership of this site from General Motors was then sent over to Hyatt Clark Industries. So I want to make that clear as well. So it does have a rich history and a lot of approval process just to get to this point and having a golf course here that was finished and constructed in 2002. Before that, they were producing car bearings. That was an operated site. Now, there's a lot of history within this area, so it's nice to see it being highlighted on some of the websites. However, when you get there, it doesn't really talk too much about the history behind this location. And I tell you what, the next golf course might even have way more history than you expect. And we're going to be taking a look over at a course that has changed names and then went back to the original. That is Shady Rest Golf Club. Nothing shady here.
I never seen it like that.
Oh, this is 2 actually. This is 2 green.
This is 2. Are we on 2?
So
Yeah, my bad. I missed it.
So on?
what are you heading? What hole?
I'm on 6.
6 is the first one. The back one.
Okay, I gotta start over.
That 270, the creek is just right in the middle.
There you go. Go back. Oh, hit the branch.
Oh, that really stopped that.
Nice. Go in. Get in there.
Nice.
Let's go.
That's fun.
You got that on video. Look at you.
And we're here just trying to play each one of those public courses and learn about the courses as well. And at Shady Rest Golf and Country Club, history is unbelievable at this course. And we're going to swing on in to this quick 9-hole course that was built and established in 1921. It's listed as the first, quote unquote, if not the first, African American country clubs in the United States, which is unbelievable. And we were so grateful to get out there and play this course, to check out the actual physical clubhouse there, which is you're looking at. It's not the clubhouse that you would check into, but the clubhouse does sit there. The one is registered as a historical landmark as of July 6, 2022. The golf history runs deep here, and as we checked in, we weren't sure if we would get a tee time or not, but got paired up with some awesome folks, able to slap it around 9 holes and get as much good footage as we can. But more importantly, we're going to talk about the history of the course, like how it was formed. The Progressive Realtor Corporation, which was formed by African American residents and investors. Short later, the area, the property was leased and opened. The Shady Rest Golf Course and Country Club officially opened July 1st, 1921, with nearly 2,000 people in attendance. Listed as the first African American country club in the United States, it featured a 9-hole course, 6 tennis courts, a horseback riding facility, and a baseball diamond at the time. In 1931, John Shippen, who is a famous first American golf professional, the first African American to compete in the United States Open, became the golf pro and groundskeeper at this course up to 1964. Beautiful course. I was hoping to get out here and maybe even play it again in the near future. Well, let's head on over back to Galloping Hills and take a look at a course that is the main reason you would visit that facility, not just for the learning center. There's a championship golf course there as well.
Let's take a look at Galloping Hill.
The course was built in the late 1920s. In 1928, it was actually completed. Now, full transparency, I'm not playing the course, but I'm getting a quick tour because it's really packed.
You're above the hole, you're dead. You better be able to do a putter. You missed that putt, it's rolling all the way. Water, everything just. So if you're a blue man, you gotta crank over this into that, and it's hard unless you're really decent.
And they play the blacks too here?
Yeah. Number 1 hole.
This is beautiful.
This is 7. So if you're cranking blacks from back here, it's the par 4. So I'll just show you different.
Now, do you like the back 9 or the front 9?
Back 9 for me, I can score.
Okay.
The front 9, man, I struggle.
Oh yeah, this is my shot all day. And the tree in the middle.
Yeah, you gotta get past that bad boy, bud.
We'll go through all the history of this course that was built in 1928. It got redesigned. There used to be 27 holes here. Multiple golf designers have touched it. And we're going to talk all about that shortly. But just coming on in, there's a lot of changes happening. And this is a nice facility. This is a massive complex. It has some interesting history because the original course has changed since then. We'll talk all about that. The course stretches along 6,855 yards for a par 71.
Yeah, this is it.
Longer than you think when you're trying to shoot for your second shot.
Look
up
at
the
those little
slope.
bunkers they sneak in there too on both sides. Even if you rope one, you were going to be in the bunker.
Yeah.
That's nice. It's a beautiful hole. Well-maintained tee boxes as well. They're very aggressive. I love the tree in the middle. You only see that on older courses.
It's like back in there.
Yep, downhill.
Yep.
Yeah, I could see coming out to this one.
Yeah, like you
I
gotta
don't
have a
wanna
monster
score.
hit to get past that tree. This is a pretty one.
Yeah, nice cars. I saw that already. Oh yeah, the elevation. Yep. Yeah, this is perfect. Let me just jump out 1 second. The greens are nice too. I like them. Look at the view though. My God.
According to the Federal Writers Project in 1939, the club got its name from the British Army dispatch riders that galloped on the road during the American Revolutionary War. This is a pretty historical site. It's just outside of New York City, Philadelphia, so there's a lot of history on this location alone. The course dates back to 1928 when it was designed by William G. Wilkinson. We got a picture of him right there. The course, well, he worked with A.W. Tittinglass at the same firm. I don't know if he actually helped design it, but some pictures. And then we have Robert Trent Jones Sr. in 1949 making updates. Alfred Knoll in 1953 making updates. Stephen Kay came in there in 1998, and then Reese Jones in 2013. There's been a new restaurant, a bar, facility, clubhouse. All took place in 2013, so that massive building that you're seeing in the beginning of the video. They work with the LPGA for the state, and then also in 2016 it became the first New Jersey State Open that was held at a public golf course that took place here. That was about 95 years ago, ever since other public golf course took place at a state open. Now, there's rumors of the ghost of the headless horseman, so it's an old German soldier. A lot of rich history in this area, but more importantly, it falls in at number 2. That leaves us with just one more course here to take a look at. So let's zoom on around, but more importantly, zoom on out as we head on over to Ash Brook Golf Club, a fan favorite among many in the Union County area, and one of my favorite golf courses.
Let's take a look at this historical course, Ash Brook. I really think the course starts off pretty awesome with a kaleidoscope on number 1. You can pretty much see if they're on the green or not. If I can figure out how to work it. Oh yeah, there it is. I don't know if you can see it. And even though it has a brand new clubhouse, the course was built in 1953. And it's crazy to think there was a battle that took place on this golf course. And that's why we're here. There's a lot of history and a lot of people mentioning this course to visit. So with the rich history, some interesting facts, let's go through each one of the holes here at Ash Brook. And the course is built in 1953 by Alfred Knoll. Golf designers built a few other courses outside the New York, Philadelphia area. And I tell you what, when you get here, it doesn't feel like it's going to be a link style course. And that's the case, at least on some of the front 9 here, which was originally the back 9. The change of this golf course from the original design was it was flipped. The number 1 hole is now the number 10 hole. Number 10 is number 1. Feel to it, although they flipped some of the holes, they never redesigned the holes, so they still remain the same. That's all we could find out. Outside of that, it's always been a public golf course. Owned and operated by Union County. And in 2018, we saw the major updates you're seeing to the clubhouse. There's about $8.9 million of county money, Union County, that was put into this course. There's still some construction taking place. And even though those major updates, you would think there would be a driving range for it to make some money. That's not the case here. We still don't have a real driving range. Talk about the Google rating right now, which isn't as high as it should be. This course definitely has seen a lot of money pumped into it the last 5 years. And I tell you what, it's a nice course. Now the history behind it being the old battlefield.
On a brutal summer hot day, June 26, 1777, where Washington's army was outnumbered 1-2. They had 6,000. There was about 12,000 British forces, and there was a bloodbath here. They put a lot of money into the facility, the clubhouse. We're going to talk about the changes they recently had to the clubhouse, and overall just the highlight of this golf course, the history behind it. Now, Robert Trent Jones Sr. even made some updates to this golf course in 1982 that we forgot to mention.
This is one of the few courses a fan actually reached out and said, hey, you got to play Ash Brook Golf Club. We took that as, let's get out there and play this course. And here we are at number 2 on this Ash Brook Golf Club. The old historical site used to be a battlefield here. So a lot of rich history, and they're trying to maintain that history as well. And I think this might be one of the nicest holes on the course. And a lot of the holes here are protected before you get up to it. So you got a little hump here, you got a bunker on the left-hand side. So a lot of concerns right before you get to the green. You're almost better laying up on some of these par 4s. And one of the bunkers here kind of jumping out at me, the principal's nostril. You can see right off the bat, very challenging, not much room to miss.
To note, the 9-hole chip and putt that we're going to talk about in just a second, affiliated with the golf course, and the first tee program that this golf facility has to offer. Now the course itself stretches over 7,000 yards at 7,040 yards from those back tees. So I recommend playing from the back tees. Of course, has a slope of 125 and a rating of 73.4. As mentioned, Robert Trent Jones came in the early 80s and made some changes to the course. It's hard to find history on that change, but it's at least highlighted on the website, and it's not really anywhere in the clubhouse. The clubhouse feels like it's an airport that you're walking into. They put a lot of money into it, $8.9 million, and then there's tons of lawsuits coming out of it, so almost out of balance with that one as well. Overall, this is a top destination for New Jersey golf, being not too far from New York City and Philadelphia. It has a lot to offer here at this facility. There's a hiking trail. There's a lot of stories about the history and being outnumbered, the American forces. There's at least 15 cannons that stood on the land here. Overall, I thought the course was in great shape. Hats off to the facility, the grounds crew maintenance, and the changes that they're making in the near future to the course.
So this would have been the last hole here, but it's not. We're on number 9.
Earlier in the video, it got flipped just like the golf swing. Now we're doing a little lefty, we're doing a little righty on this channel, so if you're interested in following along and playing golf in the Jersey area for time being, let's head on over to the channel, the Parfessor. The putting green surfaces coming in, I was a little nervous.
But there's a little chip and putt on the right hand side, so when you come in, you're looking for a chip and putt, that's the one right there.
I tell you what, I would just enjoy myself going out there and playing the chip and putt again. It's a fun course. It's got a lot of history. Watch the full video for each one of these courses. This is the Parfessor, an independent golf channel focused on fun, affordable golf in your area. If you're not watching, go play some golf today.